Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session on problems and solutions in the topic of accounting for transactions in foreign currency. I have already recorded two lectures on this topic. One of them was the background material for accounting for foreign currency transactions as per AS 11, including the accounting entries. In another session, I have recorded two questions from the past examinations of University of Mumbai TY semester 6. And in today's session, we will be going through one more question of TY semester 6, University of Mumbai past examination. And this time, the slight variation could be we are also doing ledger accounts this time. In the last session, I have covered only journal entries, and this time we'll do both ledger as well as journal as such. Let us go to the sum which we are going to discuss about. I've selected a question from University of Mumbai, TY semester 6, March 2019 examination. Let me just read out the basics, what the question is all about. It's a question about export of goods. S Limited is an exporter, and goods worth US dollar 50,000 are exported to H Limited based in US. The rate of exchange, date of sale is given, and the amount is received in 4 different installments. If you carefully see the data, one of the amount received is prior to the date of sale. That means we have received advance on 10th of Jan 2017, and subsequently on 15th of Feb 2017, the actual sale has taken place. The books are closed on 31st March. Part payment is received in current financial year, that is 16-17, and part payment is received in subsequent financial year. This is also a very important point that we need to note, because this will have some repercussion when it comes to the accounting. So with this background material, let us proceed with the journal entries first, and then we will think of ledger accounts. Now on 10th Jan 2017, as you can see, you have received an advance of $10,000. The dollar rate is 66 rupees on that day. So our first entry will be bank account debit to H Limited account 6,60,000 rupees. $10,000 multiplied by 66 rupees per dollar is the amount received. So it comes to 6,60,000. The date of entry is 10th of Jan 2017. The narration being advance of US dollar 10,000 received at the rate of 66 per US dollar. So we are recording the advance. After recording the advance, on 25th Feb 2017, if you see the data, 15th Feb 2017, there is a sale. Now when the sale has taken place, let me correct the date here, it is typed out as 25th, it's 50. So on 15th Feb, we have an export sale. The details are $50,000 at the rate of 65 per dollar. So our entry will be H Limited account debit to export sales. The value of consignment is $50,000 at the rate of 65 rupees per dollar. So we have recorded this export sale where the value of dollar was 65 rupees and 50,000 is the total dollar value of consignment, aggregating to 32.5 lakhs in Indian rupees. So the entry on 15th Feb, H Limited account debit to export sales 32 lakhs 50,000 rupees. Now moving further, on this date, 15 February 2017, we have to record one more entry as well. What is this entry for? When we received the advance, the dollar rate was 66. And when the sale was recorded, when the export sale was recorded, the dollar rate is 65. There is a rate differential of 1 rupee per dollar. This rate differential is basically in the nature of foreign exchange gain. So on the date of export sale, we have to account for this foreign exchange gain in respect of advance which you have already received. So the entry will be H Limited account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account 10,000 rupees. $10,000 was received as advance. 1 rupee per dollar is the difference or exchange gain that has to be transferred to foreign exchange fluctuation account. Then moving further, let us see what further details of payments we have. On 15th of March, we have received one more payment, and that is $20,000 at 67 rupees per dollar. Now, when you receive the money at 67 rupees per dollar, our original advance was 60 rupees per, original advance was received at 66 rupees per dollar. And now the payment received is 67 rupees per dollar. Our purchase booking, if you see, is at 65 rupees per dollar. So from 65 rupees to this payment 67 rupees, we have received 2 rupees excess. And again, we are going to record the exchange gain of 2 rupees in this case. Let us see how the entry will be passed. You have received the money on 15th March. Entry will be bank account debit to H Limited to foreign exchange fluctuation account. How do we calculate the amounts? Our bank account is debited for $20,000, which are received at the rate of 67 rupees per dollar. So 20,000 into 67, our amount for remittance is 13,40,000. Then our H Limited account is credited for $20,000 at 65 rupees per dollar, that aggregates to 13 lakh rupees. Our foreign exchange gain is 2 rupees per dollar. $20,000 into 2 rupees per dollar, total gain recorded is 40,000 rupees. So our entry is bank account debit 13,40,000 to H Limited 13 lakhs, to foreign exchange fluctuation account 40 lakhs rupees. The narration being sum of US dollar 20,000 received at 67 per US dollar, and related exchange gain is accounted for. Now, if you see the data after this, you will realize that there are two more payments, but these are received in subsequent year. One is on 10th of April, another one is on 10th of March, which goes in next financial year. Now, since we are at the end of the financial year, we have to see what is the outstanding position of this party, outstanding position of this customer, and to that extent, we have to restate his foreign currency balance using the end of the year rate, which is 68 rupees per dollar. Now, first thing we must note is on date of balance sheet, 31st March 2017, the outstanding amount is total $20,000, which is received subsequently. So let us see what happens with this $20,000. Now, originally, our dollar rate for booking was 65 rupees per dollar when we recorded export sales. End of the year, March 17, the dollar rate is 68 rupees per dollar. That means there is a gain of 3 rupees per dollar. $20,000 were outstanding on 31st March 2017 into 3 rupees per dollar. That means we have made a gain of 60,000 rupees. So the entry will be H Limited's account debit 60,000 to foreign exchange fluctuation account 60,000 rupees. The narration being exchange gain in respect of outstanding balance of USD 20,000, as exchange rate has increased from 65 to 68 per US dollar. So our exchange gain at the end of the year is also accounted for. Now, when we go further, on 31st March 2017, we have to take a call as to what is the total gain or loss that we have made in the current year. If you start from first entry, the first entry was for advance, then we had a gain of 10,000. Then we had another gain of 40,000 rupees when the money was received on 15th of March, and then 10 plus 40, that is 50,000, and one more gain at the end of the year, which is 60,000. Aggregate amount of gain for the year is 110,000. This gain will be transferred to profit and loss account. The entry will be foreign exchange fluctuation account debit to profit and loss account. We are transferring the gain of rupees 110,000. So with this, our first financial year 16-17 is concluded by transferring this profit to profit and loss account. Let us go to the next year now. Now, in the next year, what is going to happen? We have received 2 more remittances from the same party as a final settlement of these amounts. First remittance in 2017-18 is on 10th of April 2017, where we have received $15,000 at the rate of 66 rupees per dollar. Now, if you see the end of the year rate, last year, March 17, it was 68. And from 68, the dollar has moved on to 66. That means we are going to suffer a loss of rupees 2 per US dollar in this transaction. How do we record this remittance? The entry will be bank account debit, foreign exchange fluctuation account debit towards the loss to H limited account. Bank account is debited $15,000 at the rate of 66 rupees per dollar, which comes to 9,90,000. Our loss is 2 rupees per dollar because the rate has moved from 68 at the end of the year to 66 now. So 2 rupees per dollar, total loss will be 30,000 rupees. So we are debiting exchange fluctuation account for 30,000 rupees. H limited account stands credited for $15,000 at the rate of 68 rupees per dollar. Whatever is the outstanding amount, out of that 15,000 is received. So multiplied by 68 rupees per dollar, 10,20,000 is credited to H Limited's account. So if you see the debits and credits, both are matching. The entry is bank account debit 9,90,000. Foreign exchange fluctuation account debit 30,000 towards the loss, and then to H Limited account 10,20,000, the aggregate amount at 68 rupees per dollar. So our remittance on 10th April is recorded. Then going further, on 10th March, we have received the balance payment, which was $5,000. This time the dollar is valued at 64. So again, from 68 to 64, 4 rupees per dollar is a loss. We have received $5,000 and we have to account for loss at the rate of 4 rupees per dollar. How do we structure the entry? It's going to be bank account debit, foreign exchange fluctuation account debit for the loss to H Limited account. How much did we receive in bank account? $5,000 at the rate of 64 rupees per dollar. So it comes to 3,20,000. Then we are booking a loss of 4 rupees per dollar. $5,000 are received. So 20,000 is a loss debited to foreign exchange fluctuation account. H Limited account is credited for $5,000 at the rate of 68 rupees per dollar. So debits, credits both are matching, and we have accounted for the entry bank account debit 3,20,000, foreign exchange fluctuation account debit loss of 20,000 to H Limited account 3,40,000 rupees. The narration being a sum of rupees, a sum of dollars 5,000 received at 64 per USD and related exchange loss is accounted for. Now, there are no other transactions for which data is available. We have recorded 2 transactions. And first transaction, there was a loss of 30,000 rupees, exchange loss. Second transaction, there was a loss of 20,000 rupees. Aggregate loss for the year is 50,000, assuming that there are no further transactions. This loss should be transferred to profit and loss account. So the entry will be profit and loss account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account 50,000 rupees on 31st March 2018. So with this entry, we have closed the books for March 18 by transferring the loss to profit and loss account. Now this is how we have recorded the journal entries in the books of S Limited. Now we will also see how these ledger accounts are prepared in the books of S Limited. We are going to prepare 2 ledger accounts in the books of S Limited. The same question I have copied here, and in books of S Limited, we are going to create 2 ledger accounts. One is account of H Limited And the second one is the account which is known as foreign exchange fluctuation account, where we are going to account for losses, income, etc. So these are the two accounts that we are going to create in the process. Now let us discuss these ledger accounts. As I told you, our first transaction is on 10th Jan. On 10th Jan 2017, $10,000 were received. The exchange rate is 66 rupees per dollar. So our entry will be bank account debit to H limited account towards the total amount received. So on 10th of Jan, we have passed the entry bank account debit to H limited account. $10,000 are received. 66 rupees is the rate of conversion. 6,60,000 is the amount received. As we go forward, we have recorded the export sale. That was on 15th of Feb. So on 15th of Feb, when you record the export sale, the dollar rate is given to you as 65 rupees per dollar. So the entry will be H limited account debit to export sales. So we are debiting H limited account for the amount of export sale, $50,000. 65 rupees is the dollar rate. So total value of sale is 32,50,000. The entry being H limited account debit to export sale. Now on the same day, on 15 Feb, there is a difference in exchange rate. We received the advance at 66, but on the date of sale, the dollar rate is 65. As a result, if you see this difference, there is a 1 rupee difference in dollar rate, which has resulted in a gain. And we are going to transfer that gain to foreign exchange fluctuation account. The amount of gain is 10,000 because $10,000 advance was received. Entry will be H limited account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account 10,000. So if you see foreign exchange fluctuation account, we will have the entry here. On 15th Feb, our entry is credited here by H limited. Foreign exchange fluctuation account is credited for 10,000 of gain. The entry is H limited account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account. So we record here the gain. Now we go to the next transaction, which is on 15th March. We received $20,000 at 67 rupees per dollar. Now when we receive $20,000 at 67 rupees per dollar, again we have to book a gain. How do we book the gain on this date? Let us see how we are going to pass the entry. The entry will be bank account debit to H limited account to foreign exchange fluctuation account. So bank account is debited. H limited account is credited for $20,000 at the original booking rate of 65, which is 13 lakhs. And foreign exchange fluctuation account, we are directly crediting the gain over here. That gain is 40,000 rupees because $20,000 were received. The original dollar rate, if you see here, is 65, and the amount received is at 67 rupees per dollar. So due to this 67 rupees per dollar, we have accounted for a gain of rupees 2 rupees per dollar, aggregating to 40,000 rupees. So the entry will be bank account debit to H limited to foreign exchange fluctuation account. Exchange fluctuation gain is 40,000 and 13 lakhs is credited to H limited's account. Now we are at the end of the year. There are no further payments in this year. Remaining payments have gone to the next year. So we have to find out what is the balance in party account as of now. Originally, 50,000 was the export sale, US dollar. We received $30,000 so far. That means the outstanding is $20,000. Our year-end rate, if you see, $20,000 are outstanding. Year-end rate is 68 rupees per dollar. Now, when you carry forward this year-end rate, year-end balance with year-end rate, 13,60,000, we will have some exchange gain. How much would be the exchange gain? $20,000 are outstanding. 65 was the original rate of booking the sales transaction. Year-end rate is 68. So 3 rupees per dollar is the amount of gain. So 60,000 is the amount of gain. Sorry. So we are going to transfer this gain to foreign exchange fluctuation account. The entry will be H limited account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account 60,000 rupees. So on 31st March, we will transfer this gain over here 60,000 rupees. Now this is the end of the year, so we have to close the account. In case of H limited, the balance is already carried forward, $20,000 at 68 rupees that we have carried forward at the end of the year. So we can take the totals, both amount in US dollar and amount in rupees. So this amount will be carried forward to the next year. So next year we will have the opening balance $20,000, 68 rupees per dollar, and 13,60,000 is the Indian equivalent amount, Indian rupees equivalent amount. I'm sorry. As far as foreign exchange fluctuation account is concerned, you have to transfer the balance to profit and loss account. Now we have a gain. We have a gain of 110,000. The entire gain is transferred to P&L account. The entry is foreign exchange fluctuation account debit to profit and loss account 110,000 on 31st March 2017. Now in the subsequent year, we have carried forward the balance of 20,000. 68 rupees is the value. Aggregate amount due is 13,60,000. Now on 10th April, we have received $15,000 at the rate of 66 per dollar. So let us record $15,000 at 66 per dollar. The entry will be bank account debit to H limited account 9,90,000, that is $15,000 at the rate of 66 per dollar. Now if you see here, your dollar rate was 68 when we carried forward the balance after closing the accounts for last year. Now the dollar rate has become 66. So we are incurring a loss. So this loss will have to be accounted for. Our entry will be foreign exchange fluctuation account debit to H limited account. How do we calculate this 30,000? 15,000 amount received, 68 and 66, loss of 2 rupees per dollar. So it comes to 30,000 rupees. So we have debited that amount to foreign exchange fluctuation account. So the entry will be bank account debit to H limited and then followed by foreign exchange fluctuation account debit to H limited. So on 10th April, we have recorded the loss of 30,000 rupees. Then there is one more remittance which has come. So let us see what is that remittance. That is on 10th of May 2017, $5,000 were received at 64. So total amount received is 3,20,000. Again, 68 and 64. A loss of 4 rupees per dollar has to be accounted for. So we are going to account for this loss. How did we record these entries? Firstly, bank account debit to H limited 3,20,000, and then foreign exchange fluctuation account debit to H limited 20,000 rupees. So here also we will have one more entry 10th May to H limited 20,000 rupees, which is towards the loss. So this is almost concluding part of our accounting process. Now at this juncture, if you balance this account, you'll realize that it is automatically balanced. The reason is sorry. The reason is all the payments are received from the party. Exchange loss and gain is already accounted for. So the account is automatically balanced. Then we have to go to foreign exchange fluctuation account. We have to see what is the balance here. You can see here there is a debit balance of 50,000, which represents a loss. This loss will be transferred to profit and loss account. The entry will be P&L account debit to foreign exchange fluctuation account. So this loss is also transferred to profit and loss account. I'll keep this view open for a couple of minutes so you can completely see now how the ledger account of H Limited appears here. We have debited export sales. We have credited sums received at various times. If there is a gain, we have transferred that gain to foreign exchange fluctuation gain account. And end of the year, we have carried forward the balance. That balance was taken to the next year. Subsequent years, accounting was done with reference to amount received. And this year, we have losses. So those losses are transferred. And finally, on 31st March 2018, no balance is left. The account is entirely tallying on its own. Similarly, your foreign exchange fluctuation account, if you see both the years, it will look like this. First year, we have recorded 3 different occasions where we have recorded gain. Aggregate gain was 110,000. That is transferred to profit and loss account. And then finally, in the next year, both the occasions we have recorded the loss because the dollar rate has fallen. Aggregate loss was 50,000 rupees. That is transferred to profit and loss account. So this is how the ledger accounts are prepared when it comes to the accounting for foreign exchange transactions. I hope you were able to understand this sum both in terms of journal entries and ledger accounts as well. I request you to provide your comments, feedback, and suggestions. You can mail it to caprasanna.tambe@gmail.com. And apart from this, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you find this lecture was useful for you. I'm already in the process of few other accounting topics for TYBCom, and as and when the lectures are recorded, as and when the videos are ready in the next few days, I'll start uploading those videos as well. So if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you'll be able to receive the updates for further videos which are uploaded on this channel. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.